Hey guys, it's Sasha. Today I'm going to do video number 2 and I'm going to be showing you how I colored using only these pencils, no blending pencils, this page in particular, this area right here. I'm just going to focus on this design, this shape for right now. Unfortunately, I did do a second video last night that I posted on YouTube. I had everything done, explained, all perfect, happy, one take. It was just perfect. Unfortunately, I forgot to press the record button. I promised you guys last night I pressed record. It looks like right now with my cameras, I'm good to go, and hopefully everything works out. Alright, so this book, 50 Inspiring Designs, the one I published recently, is where I printed this image on standard cardstock from the grocery store. Very smooth. I really like it. Just like I like my pencils, and I think the pencils I like because they're very smooth and everything, and they're easy to blend for me. So what I do, let's get started here. I like to start blocking off the darkest color and the lightest color. Where do I want to start? I'm going to start here. I'm going to be using a purple. Right now I'm going to be using, let's see, how many colors is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. 3 of them, different shades of oranges. That's super duper important. Because of the minimal difference, you're able to fade into the yellow. It's amazing. These kind of act like a shading pencil. You'll see that soon. So let's start with the darkest color, and I will be talking about pressure and how hard I push down on the paper and how much of the paper shows through the color. So hopefully that helps out a little bit. Okay, so right now is I'm going to push down as hard as possible. I'm just going to fill everything in. I don't want any of the white to show. No paper, if you feel it, you're starting to feel all that wax. Same thing over here, symmetrical, easier for me to do. Goes faster too. Even though this does take a very long time. I think it took me the entire day, unfortunately, to do this. It was fun, addicting, and I did not realize it was the entire day until I was done. And I was like, wow. But I was happy, I had fun, and obviously when you have fun, time flies, right? So I'm coloring this in where I want to end. I'm going to maybe end the dark part around here. It's not set in stone, trust me. My next color choice, red. Red, red, red. Actually, what am I saying? So I'm going to block off the lightest and the darkest. So I'm going to use this yellow. I want the yellow to end up over here. I'm coloring in as much as possible. I don't want the white of the page to show through the yellow. So I'm putting as much pressure down. Now here's where a technique of what I use to do in order to make my transitions really smooth and to help with how vibrant, bright my colors are. I love everything bright. It's just, that's me. So everybody has their own style, and this is what I'm known for with my paintings and my life, maybe. Kind of a bright personality sometimes. Sometimes it kind of gets a little soft. I don't know. That's how we all are. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lighten up my pressure. I don't know if you can tell. It's very, very hard to see. So I'm going to show you with the darker red, purplish. Okay, see how I'm starting to lighten it up? And you're able to see all that paper, the white go through the color. That's good. That's my base layer to transition to my next color, which will be this red. Same thing over here. Gonna lighten it up. And actually another way to explain it is I'm grabbing this dark full force pressure and I'm pushing it towards the lightest part of where I want to end up. It's like I'm grabbing the color. You can see how light that is, and you're able to see the white of the paper. I'm going to do the same with the yellow, so I don't forget. And there still is that transition line. You see that? That will go away really easily because we're going to be doing lots of layers. We're going to be pushing one color one way. We're going to be pushing the other color the other way. We're going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for a while. So it can take a good amount of time depending on how detailed you want it to be. For me, I take things too far, so I just keep going and going and going. It feels really good though, so that's kind of why I do it. It's part of being an artist. And coloring is being an artist. Remember that. Okay, so now, like I did over there, I am fading it, pulling that yellow towards the darkest color, which will give the most vibrancy of having the lightest to the darkest as much as possible. I could have done like a cream color, but using yellow, yellow's very, very bright, and it still is kind of a light color, so that's what I decided to do. Light pressure all the way, same thing. Alright, now I'm going to use the red. So, you guys see how the paper shows through. I'm going to do the same type of pressure over this layer. So we're going to have two layers now. One layer is the purple. The other layer is the red. And like I said, I am doing a really light touch. I'm going to bring the red towards the light color. It's kind of where maybe I wanted to stop the red. We'll see. It changes as we go. Same thing over here. My second layer that goes over the purple. I'm going to have them overlap. And there's still that sharp transition, which we'll definitely get rid of. So I'm going really light now. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to start going to circles, because the circles kind of pulls this darker purple into that red. Smooth transition. Alright, see how I'm doing the circles? And I'm pushing really, really hard right now. Now I'm going to be pushing the purple in to the yellow, or to the red, and back into the purple. I'm going to be coloring over that purple that we had as the underlayer, the base layer. Pushing down really hard with the red. Now I'm starting to lighten up again with that pressure as I'm going towards it. So I'm still putting a second layer down, but it's also a lighter touch as I compared to the one I did here. Light, light, light touch. Same thing over here. I'm going to start in the purple. Put a layer over that first layer of the purple. Now I'm going to go into the purple where I colored everything in and push really hard with my red. And I do the circles at that edge. That was really, see that transition right there? It's still pretty sharp. Right here I'm going to do the circles to try and pull the purple into the red and the red back into the purple and blend them both together. And I'm still pushing really hard, just as you color something solid. And now I'm going to back off my pressure. So the further I get towards a lighter color, with one color, the lighter the pressure. So this is my layer of the red. Now I'm going to go back and put a little bit more pressure right there, just because I think I want the red to stop around there. Let's see what happens. Same thing over here. I'm going to try and fix this purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that color and I'm going to use a light touch, because a dark color, if you push too hard, it will put a line on the lighter color that's next to it. So I do kind of like it's similar to the space color and you know that pressure, but I also do the circle motions, and I also push and pull, kind of just color back and forth. I always go over the red and the purple right now to combine them. Now I'm going to do a second layer of the red, this purple. Here we go. All my colors are all mixed up tonight. Maybe it's because it's Friday and Halloween's tomorrow. Okay, go back to the red. That's the other thing, is I will be going back and forth a lot with all the colors, just like I just showed you. I just did the red and the purple several times already, and it helped that transition. I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping you can. We'll find out here. So now I want to use the next color. This is a dark orange. Here are the three oranges. Dark, medium, light. So I'll say 1, 2, and 3. We'll take number 1, the dark orange. We'll start where you left off with that light pressure that the color shows the paper. I'm going to do light pressure again over that red with the orange. Okay, so I'm going light. Now I'm going to start working my way back towards the purple. I'm going back over the red. Why? Well, what happens is, it makes it brighter. I'm starting to push a lot harder now, down on top of the red and the purple. I actually use these colors as my blending pencil. I always do the circles when I see a transition that is not that smooth. So I'm putting the orange all the way back towards the purple. So now I'm pushing really hard again. And I'm going to push pretty hard right here because I want the orange to show up. Pretty orange, I like that. I like the orange and the red together. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, really light. It's like I'm pulling the red towards the yellow with my orange. Sounds funny, doesn't it? Alright, so now, see how light I did it with the pressure? I'm going to backtrack again, go towards purple and do my circles to transition the red and the purple together. Same thing, I'm coloring pretty hard right here. Now I'm going to continue with the same pressure of coloring pretty hard and fade it out again. Fade, fade, fade. Lighten your pressure all the time. Circles. I'm going to push one color into the other one. Pull the other color back. Constant back and forth. Back to the other side, symmetrical. I'm going to do a light coloring, light touch, the base layer of the orange. Okay. So now I'm going to use number 2. The second orange, just the next one that's a little lighter. And I'm going to start on top of the first orange. I'm going to do the circles right where that sharp transition is. Okay? Now I'm going to lighten up my pressure again and go over that first layer that I put down, which was that dark orange. And I'm going to continue with this medium orange towards the yellow. Even though I have another color left, I'm probably going to end up touching this yellow, but that's okay. It's going to help nicely with a very smooth transition. This is why I love having, especially these two colors are so close to each other. It makes it easier, so much easier to blend. This looks like a big difference, but in reality, when you do all the layering, it makes it very vibrant, and that, I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Vibrance, colors. We were on the second orange, medium. So I'm going to do the light pressure again and pull that dark orange towards the yellow, using my medium orange. Now I'm going to push as hard as possible over that dark orange. Actually going to pull it back with the light color into the red. Now, look at that. To me, that's almost pretty much a nice transition. When I step back from a little bit, I see a little bit of a line there. So what I'm going to do again is I'm just going to use the same color, even though I have the darker orange underneath. I'm going to use that circle technique. And I'm going to be pulling the darker orange and red, since I did layer them together, towards this color that I put the base layer down, which is right around here. Alright, so there's that base layer. Let's do that base layer so you can see a little bit better here. Medium orange base layer. See how light it is? You're able to see the paper? It's perfect to do that. When you do this and have layers, and you start transitioning it and using the circle technique, they end up going like this, transitioning like this. So it's a pretty smooth transition. And in the very end, when you're finished, you will feel the entire wax smooth of the pencil. I love it. Different texture. This is really rough. Hear that? You can't hear it. Hear that? You can hear it. So that's why we're going to cover this 100%. It's just gone. So I'm back to that medium orange, number 2. And I'm going over that first base layer from that dark orange, fading it, lightening my pressure as I go towards the lightest color. And I'm following that curvature with the lines. And you know what's interesting, and each person will find their certain angle, but let's see, I don't know if I can see it, but do you see right here? You see how it's flat on that end? That right there, each person, obviously they pivot their hand a certain way. And this is how I like it. I like it flat like this. And it ends up being like that. And it makes it a lot easier to blend. If you use a pointy pencil, that's pretty much going to be, I'm definitely not going to say impossible, but it's going to be a lot more, frustrating for me, a lot more work and different techniques. So right now we're going to stick to what I'm used to. So let's try it again. We're going to go back over that first orange. How many times am I going to go over the orange? How many times am I going to go over the red? I don't know. Let's see. I'm pushing pretty hard again, full pressure. Okay. This transition I think is about right. And right now, did you see how I went back into the purple? Kind of just blends it together. I always check my pencil. So when I go over a dark color, definitely don't want that to stay on the lighter color, because if you do that, you go over here, you're going to have purple right there. That right there, I don't know if I want to say that's a happy mistake, because normally when I do make a mistake, I call it a happy mistake, and it's fun to work with it to try and fix your design or incorporate it so you would never know, or you guys would never know. I will know, but you won't, so that's what's important. Okay. Fade, 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 light pressure, still second orange. Okay, so now I'm going to backtrack again over the dark orange. You see that? There's a red, purple, with the red and the purple. Push really hard on top of that orange, the dark first orange. Pushing hard again. Now I'm over that first layer that I put down with this lighter orange. And I'm going to fade it again towards this yellow. I see a transition there. I'm going to do my little circle technique funness there. Didn't work as much as I wanted it to, so I'm going to get that next color, which was the darkest orange. I'm going to do a circle there. And then I'm going to pull it back towards that lighter orange. And what I'm doing is I'm wisping it up, just kind of like that. See that? See here? Whoop, whoop, like that. Happy mistakes? We'll find out later on, huh? So there we go. I'm actually going back over the red. Now I'm lightening up my pressure again. And I'm going over now. I'm going really super duper light, even lighter than when I did that shading away from all the other colors. You see a transition I need to work with there. So I do that circle technique. And I'm probably putting medium pressure down on there. So I don't know if you guys know that trick about when you cook steak. You have well done, you take your fist really hard, you push here, and it really doesn't go down that much, right? If you want medium, you lighten up your hand, you know, the grip and pressure. You see how it goes down a little bit more. And then rare, you don't really hold much, barely put your hand together, and it goes in a lot. So that's pressure really hard. So number 1, medium. Number 2, light. Number 3. This is number 1, the most pressure. This right in here. Let's take my lightest orange now. This is the 3rd. Hey, I got orange on here, see? So now you can see it on there. This is, like I was saying before, is going to be the lightest pressure, which is like number 3, which is rare meat. And I'm going to pull this medium orange into that yellow, which in the beginning I did fade that dark part of the yellow, excuse me, towards this area. Really, really light touch, just like medium pressure. So I'm doing the same kind of thing with the light orange. There's a transition there between the 2 different oranges. I'm doing medium pressure in my circles. And I see a transition there, so I'm going to use this light color still. I'm backing out. Okay, make sure I have it over here. Looks like I need to, I'm doing medium pressure, pushing this orange towards the yellow. Now I'm starting to push down a little bit more on my circle technique. I always like to take that next color and go over all the other colors. Like this still needs to be a little bit smoother for me. I'm just going back and I'm just going to do the circles. Okay, so last step, hopefully, we'll see. Make sure your yellow, lightest color, does not have dark on it. This is full pressure, hardest pressure, number 1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly pull the yellow towards that lightest orange. I would say medium to light pressure right now. But do you see how I'm overlapping the colors? Overlap the yellow over the light orange, then the light orange and the yellow over the medium and over the dark, then to the red, then the purple. That's what makes it really vibrant. I'm doing the medium pressure again. I'm pulling this orange towards, or this yellow towards that light orange. Now I'm pushing really hard. And I'm just going to go in circles where I see that very light orange that fades. Look at that. I've got orange on there. See, that's something I really don't like to avoid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that circle technique. Kind of erases it actually. See that? I'm going to circle back towards the orange, and then I'm going to bring straight Smooth, hard strokes, full pressure, back and forth. And it made it brighter. I don't know if you can see that. But see now, I have that dark color. You can just wipe it off with your fingers. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to fix that a bit. I'm going to bring this orange, medium pressure circles with the yellow on top of the oranges and the reds. Now I'm going to be kind of pulling this yellow back over the orange. And I think it's yellow. Cross your fingers. Might be done. So I can put my yellow over here. Then I'm going to find, I'm going to do that medium orange. I'm going to start over that dark orange, medium pressure. Now I'm doing my circle technique and I'm really lightening up the pressure. Really light. Gotta make sure, see if it's dirty or not. Clean it. Same thing over here. I'm actually doing a really light pressure. I'm not doing the circle right now technique. I'm just kind of pulling it in there. I'm going to need my yellow. So let's backtrack. I want to fix that red transition into that dark orange. So I'm using my medium orange as the blending pencil. Circle, circles. Medium to hard pressure. I'm going to go, well, I would say this is really light to medium. Okay, for one more round, I think. Okay, I'm going to use the yellow. And I'm going to do that circle technique again. See how that blends it? I mean, it's amazing. Same thing over here. Eek, orange, bad. Okay, here we go. I can try to erase it again. What is it with this side? It's the second time it happened. Circles. Hard pressure as much as possible. Pull the colors back and forth. Just color, color, color. Always layer. Always go back over the other colors. Clean my pencil just a wee bit. Transition. Yellow transition, kind of really light touch. See how I'm doing the circles and it's kind of getting rid of it, making it smoother. Now I'm going to do it right here with that darker orange with the yellow, oddly enough, right? It does brighten it. Huge contrast. Now I'm doing really light pressure. And I'm wondering, is that it? No. One more time I'm going to use the red. I'm going to get it closer to that purple. See, I had a little bit of white of the paper showing through. Same thing over here. And I'm going to fade it really light. Then I'm going to get that purple one last time. One last layer. I'm pushing pretty darn hard. Hard enough where I'm that close to not wanting to break the pencil lead. And then I'm just going to fade it super light as possible, lightest touch that you can. So, what do you think? Other than me kind of going outside the lines. Let's compare here. I don't know if you can see this here. I have my phone. Okay, see that? Pretty close, isn't it? Pretty bright. I don't feel any paper, just pure wax. Love it. There you go. One I just did. The one I did when I forgot to press the record button. I think they both came out pretty well. So I think this will be it for tonight. It did take a long time, didn't it? And that was just a little itty bitty piece. So next time, let's see here. I have other books that I published. My first one is called Color Your Life's Journey, which is a visual diary. And this, I think I probably might do this as a third tutorial, but I want to show you how I did all this. And did you notice, I have different types of shapes in there to see all that shading like that. It kind of gives it more dimension, and it just, gives you a little bit something else to look at. And this is also on Amazon. This is the first one I did. I love it. But next time, sure hope you stuck around to watch all this. If not, you might not even know what my next video is going to be. This is the last one I just did. Man, this is fun. What does it say? Zentegals illuminated. There's a reason. I printed it on black paper. Look. See that? You have a lot of possibilities to color. You can color on the black. And I'm only using my pencils, these pencils. And you can also color the white and mix it up. It's really cool. Now this one, whatever way you want to do it, it's up to the artist. See, that's what's really neat about a lot of the books that I've already published, is there's no wrong or right way to color of which direction you want it. Do you want it landscape like this, portrait, it's all up to you guys. You're the artist, remember? Artist, awesome. Now this one, I used my Prismacolor, once again, color pencils, and I used watercolor markers. I will show you how to do both. This one, I used pastel, the chalk pastels, and I used my watercolor pencils and my regular pencils, and you see, you're actually able to see the transitions of that blue and the gradients. And there's also all the way up, see all that right there? Right there, there's a red, orange, medium orange, light orange, and yellow. Exactly like this. I also used a Sharpie, this little squiggly orange down here. And right here, this is colored pencil, colored pencil, colored pencil, all this. Marker, I think that's a watercolor marker, and here's a watercolor marker in the pastels. So that is something hopefully you guys look for. Alrighty, well, thanks for your patience. Thank you for letting me do number 2 video, and like I said, it's all recorded. Everything still looks good on my computer and on my phone. We're good to go. My other GoPro's working. And if you like my stuff, hopefully you do, like my work, press like and follow me. I will put a link to my Amazon page so you can look at all my books. I have 4 of them. And I will be doing coloring pages from all 4 books. So that's things to look forward to. I have one other one here. Mandalas. See all that? I also have some videos to show you what's inside each book to help you decide if you like the book or not. And like I said, I will put a link in this video down below. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you guys for all your support. Everybody's been wonderful, for who I've talked to and about asking questions and for support and everything. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Go ahead and follow me. I would really like it, and we shall see you soon with my next video. Oh, the cool stuff, black. Yeah, I know you can do it. It's awesome. Alrighty, guys. Good night.